Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good morning. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I want you to drop your comment. Drop your comment if you can hear me. Sure you have a blissful weekend and you're fully prepared for this week's business. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Drop a comment. Also share the links with your colleagues, friends who would like to be in this live stream. Kindly share links with them. You're welcome. You're welcome. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, drop it in the comment section. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. You're Mr. Gbadamosi, good morning. Mr. B, good morning. Let's get started. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? How is the sound now? Please ensure that your gadgets or your device volume is at its peak. Check your volume, please. Check your volume to be sure it's at its peak. Okay, so let's get started. And the first pair we'll be looking at is Australian dollar USD. Australian dollar USD. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please drop it in the comment section. So let's start with the weekly time frame. So what do we have? Let's look at how last week candle closed, the pattern that formed last week. You can see last week was strongly bearish. Can you see? It was strongly bearish. And you can see we had a support here. Can you see this? You can see we had a support here, or you call it a demand level. Okay, so last week price tested this demand level or support zone, and there was a strong rejection. Can you see that? There was a strong rejection from that demand zone. Okay, so this tells me that demand is increasing. The demand for Australian dollar is increasing and the demand for the dollar is decreasing. Okay, so if demand for Australian dollar is increasing and the demand for the dollar is decreasing, then we should look for buy opportunity. Remember, buying a currency pair, you expect the base to appreciate in value against the counter. So we are expecting the Australian dollar to appreciate in value against the dollar. So my bias for Australian dollar USD this week is bullish. Bullish. I expect Australian dollar USD to come fill this fair value gap. Can you see this fair value gap on the weekly chart before going bearish? Okay, I expect Australian dollar USD to fill this fair value gap before going bearish. Okay, so let's go down to lower time frame. After price tested this support level, or you call it your support zone or your demand level, let's see the pattern that formed on the daily time frame. If the pattern that formed on the daily time frame is a bullish reversal pattern, that will be a good confirmation to buy Australian dollar USD. Okay, so let's go down to daily time frame to see the pattern that formed on daily time frame after price tested that support level. So can you see the pattern that formed last Friday and last Thursday? Can you see the pattern? On Thursday, we had an inverted hammer on Thursday. And on Friday, we had a bullish candlestick. Can you see it? We had a bullish candlestick, and this pattern formed the support area. So my expectation is that Australian dollar USD would go fill that fair value gap, that weekly fair value gap, before bearish. So I would advise those of you who are considering selling Australian dollar USD to wait for price to fill that fair value gap before you sell. Okay, now after the close of last Friday candle, a fair value gap was created on 4-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame. Okay, so we would need to wait for us, considering those of us who are considering buying, we need to wait for price to fill that fair value gap that was created after the close of Friday bullish candle. We need to wait for price to fill that fair value gap before we buy. So let's down to 4-hour. So you can see on 4-hour, a fair value gap was created on 4-hour at this point. Can you see it? We had the fair value gap. This is the fair value gap that was created on 4-hour. Okay. If we also go down, let's go down to lower time frame. It's very important that you identify all the fair value gap that was created. So let's go down to 1 hour. So on 1 hour also, we had a fair value gap here. Okay. So I'm going to see price pull back, though it got filled at this point. You can see this fair value gap that was created here got filled. Okay, and there was a strong rejection from that level. So I'm also expecting price to pull back to fill this fair value gap before I would buy Australian dollar USD. I hope you get that. So my bias on Australian dollar USD is bullish this week, but I want to see price pull back and fill this fair value gap before I buy Australian dollar USD. Okay, and if I'm buying from this point, my stop loss will be few pips below this level. Let's say 15 pips or 20 pips below this level. I would ensure that my risk, my market risk on Australian dollar USD does not exceed 50 pips. I don't risk more than 50 pips on any trade. Okay, so that's my take on Australian dollar USD. Let's look at Euro Australian dollar. If Australian dollar USD is bullish, we should expect a bearish move on Euro Australian dollar because both pairs are negatively correlated. 70 to 80% of the time they move in opposite direction. So let's see the charts on Euro Aussie. Okay, so you can see currently Australian dollar USD is buying and you can see Euro Aussie is bearish. Okay, but I want to see price. Okay, let's start with the weekly time frame. So you can see how last weekend it closed. It closed strongly bullish. It closed strongly bullish after, I think, clearing liquidity at this previous high. Okay, after clearing liquidity at this previous high. Now, after the close of that last week candle, what pattern do we have on daily time frame? Okay, if we're able to identify a bearish reversal pattern on the daily time frame, then we should consider selling. We should consider selling Euro Australian dollar this week. Another reason I wouldn't jump in and buy Euro Australian dollar is that this bullish tick, that was Friday candle, no, last week candle, didn't close above the highs of this previous candle. If it had closed above the high of these previous candles, one would have considered buying Euro Aussie. But the fact that they were unable to close the market above the highs of this previous candle indicates that sellers are showing up in the market. So let's go down to daily time frame to see the pattern that formed on daily. So can you see the pattern that formed on daily? Can you see? Can you see the pattern? What pattern is this? This is a bearish reversal pattern. This is a bearish reversal pattern. First, we had a spinning top, and the next candle closed as a doji. You can see that a bullish spinning top, and the next candle closed as doji. Okay, so if today's candle closes bearish, that will be a strong confirmation. If today's candle closes bearish, there will be a strong confirmation that Euro Aussie will be bearish this week. They've cleared liquidity at this previous high, as you can see. I believe you can see this. And you also notice that we had a fair value gap here. I think that's the reason price had to push up to fill this fair value gap. You can see that. Can you see this fair value gap has been filled? Can you see that? So at the moment, Euro Australian dollar is bearish. is bearish. But I think a fair value gap was created after Friday candle, after the close of Friday candle. I believe a fair value gap was created. So I want to see price pull back to fill that fair value gap before selling euro Australian dollar. Okay, I want to see price pull back to fill the fair value gap that was created after the formation of this doji candle. So let's go down to 4 hour to identify the fair value gap that was created. And you can see on 4 hour here, we had an engagement pattern after formation of two, this shooting star. Can you see two shooting stars and what's it called? Spinning top. You can see shooting star. So what they did with this candle, this 4 hour candle and this candle was to clear liquidity at this previous high. And after clearing liquidity, what pattern do we have? Engulfing pattern. Okay, so on 1 hour, okay, no fair value gap was created on 1 hour. Let's go down to 1 hour. Sorry, on 4 hour, no fair value gap, but on 1 hour, a fair value gap was created at this point. Okay, so I want to see price fill this fair value gap before going bearish on euro Australian dollar for the week. I want price to come fill this fair value gap before I will go bearish on euro Australian dollar. Let's also go down to 15 minutes. I believe the fair value gap that was created on 15 minutes is different from what we have on 1 hour. Okay, so the fair value gap that was created on 15 minutes. Okay, so I want to see price fill that gap before going bearish. That's my take on euro Australian dollar. My bias on euro Australian dollar is bearish. I hope that is clear, Mr. Bademosi. Please, if you're getting value from this live stream, please ensure you like the stream. Give us a thumbs up. And if this is your first time participating in the live streams, ensure you subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you'll get notified by YouTube, or anytime I drop a video on this channel, you'll get notified by YouTube. That's why it's important that you subscribe to the channel. Please do that now. Okay. New Zealand USD. Let's look at New Zealand USD. Okay, New Zealand USD. My take on New Zealand USD. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please drop it to the comment section. Drop it to the comment section. So let's start with the weekly. Okay, so you can see how last week closed as a doji, right? Closed as a doji. So after the close of last week candle, let's go down to daily time frame. Let's see the pattern on daily. So we had a support, and you can see the pattern that formed there. This is a bullish reversal pattern. Right now, New Zealand USD is bullish. If you are considering trading New Zealand USD, okay, if a 4-hour candle breaks out from this resistance, okay, if a 4-hour candle closes above that resistance level, okay, if it's the previous 4-hour candle closed up, right? So my bias on New Zealand USD is bullish, but it will not be okay to buy at the current market price. As you can see, price started going bullish from this point. Okay, so I would need to see price pull back to a discount level before I buy New Zealand USD. Okay, so wait for price to pull back to a discount level, which will be below level 50 before you consider buying New Zealand USD. So my bias for New Zealand USD this week is bullish. Okay, it is bullish. I hope that is clear. My bias is bullish on New Zealand USD, and if I'm buying New Zealand USD, this will be my target. This will be my target. My first target will be this previous high. and my second target will be level. Okay, that's my take on New Zealand USD. That's my take on New Zealand USD. I hope that is clear, Mr. Gbadamosi. Okay, GJ. Let's look at GJ. GJ. Okay, what's happening on GJ? uh, as you can see, GJ has been bullish for weeks, if not months. Okay, it's been bullish. I'm expecting a bearish move on GJ this week. As you can see, it will not be wise for one to buy GJ at the current market price. It is likely they want to liquidity at this previous high before going bearish. Okay, but it will not be right. It wouldn't make sense for one to buy GJ at the current market price because price is likely going to pull back anytime soon. The trend is likely going to pull back anytime soon. I think GG has delivered over 1,000 or 1,000 plus pips this past week, over 1,000, I think over 2,000 set this past week. So you should wait for price to pull back before you buy. If you are considering buying, wait for price to pull back to discounts before you buy. Long term, GBP/JPY is bullish, but this won't be a good time to buy GBP/JPY. Patiently wait for price to pull back before you buy GJ. I hope you get that. I hope you get that. Best Chops Cake Gallery. I hope you get that. Okay, Mrs. Fumi. I hope you get that. Don't buy GJ now. Don't buy GJ. Wait for a pullback before you buy. So if you see a good sell setup, you could trade the pullback. You could take advantage of the pullback. So look out for a bearish reversal pattern to form on 4 hour or 1 hour time frame. Okay, take advantage of the pullback. Okay, so that's my take on GJ. Is there another pair you want me to analyze? You can see Mr. Amuda, you can see Mr. Badamosi. Is there another pair you want me to analyze? Let's look at gold. We can't end the session without looking at gold. Gold is blessing a lot of people's accounts. And it's also crashing a lot of people's accounts. Okay, so let's look at gold. So as you can see, gold is, as you can see, I've applied my Fibonacci to, my bias for gold this week is bullish. Also see price pull back. I want it to pull back to a discount level before I buy. I cannot buy gold at the current price because if I buy gold at the current market price, my stop loss will be at this level. And that's about 200 pips. I'm not willing to take that kind of. Okay, so I want to see price pull back to discounts, preferable level 75.0 before buying. So I'll be risking between 80 to 100 pips on gold, and my target will be minimum of 200 pips for the week. My target will be 200 pips minimum. That will be my first target. And I'll be risking between 80 to 100 pips on gold. I hope that is clear. So my bias on gold this week is bullish. Okay. Is that clear? So let me apply Fibonacci from this previous, using this range. Okay. So if I'm buying, at least I want to see price hit equilibrium. Yeah. So this is supposed to be my first target. That's about 430 pips. That's about 430 pips. So it's going to be a swing trade. Once once I'm able to catch the move, or once I'm able to see my setup, I'm just going to place the trade and just leave it to run for until it hits my TP. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, someone said we should look at GU, GU, GU. Okay. As you can see, GU is, let's start with the weekly time frame. GU last week closed strongly bullish. So after the close of last week candle, let's see the pattern we had on daily. But um, let's go to daily. Okay, so you can see on daily we had bearish reversal pattern last week on daily. This is a shooting star. The next candlestick closed bearish. Okay, so we should have, this is a bearish setup on GU, but at the moment you can see it's bullish. So why is price going up? Let's, maybe there's a fair value gap after the formation shooting. Maybe a fair value gap was created. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour and see on 4 hour. So the market is currently trading above this resistance on 4 hour. So if the current candle closes on closes bullish on 4 hour, I think one should consider buying GBP USD. Okay, consider buying GBP USD. Okay, so after the breakout, please don't jump in and buy. As you can see, we had a fair value gap that was created here. Wait for price to pull back to fill this fair value gap before you go bullish. That's my take on GU. If I'm going to trade GU today, I would consider buying, but price had to pull back to fill the fair value gap before I go bullish on GU. I cannot buy GU at the current market price. It has already moved. You can see where price started. Okay, this is the first candle for the day, but price started going bullish from this point. After the formation of this hammer, this reversal pattern, this is where price started going up, as you can see. So if I had not entered, this would have been the best price to buy. So if I had not entered by here, it would not be wise for me to buy at that price. That's about 50 pips above the level I should have entered the trade. So I want to see price pull back, fill this gap before going bullish on GU. So my bias on GU this week is bullish. Okay, it is bullish. I hope that is clear on you. Have you liked the stream? Have you liked the stream? I'm sure you like the stream, and if this is your first time participating, please ensure you subscribe to the channel. Ned, you came in late. I've analyzed New Zealand USD, I've analyzed gold, so you would have to watch the replay. Okay, my bias on gold this week is bullish. My bias on New Zealand USD is bullish. As you know, New Zealand USD and gold is positively correlated. They are positively correlated. And USD let's see USD and that will be the last currency pair we'll be looking at today's session. Okay, so at the moment, USD is okay. It's likely they might want to come and clear liquidity at this level. Okay, so after last week candle, let's see the pattern we had on daily. Let's see the pattern we had on daily. Last week they cleared liquidity at this previous high. Liquidity was cleared at this previous high. So if we go down to lower time frame and we are able to identify a bearish reversal pattern on a lower time frame, then we could look for a sell. I would not advise that you buy USD at the current market price. Though the long-term trend is bullish, before you buy, you should wait for price to pull back before you buy. So let's go down to daily. Let's see what we had on daily. Okay, so you can see we have, this is a spinning top, this is a doji. So if today's candle closes bearish, you should consider selling. If today's candle closes bearish, you should consider selling USD. That's my take on USD. Okay, if today's candle closes bearish, you could sell USD. Okay, so let's see what we have on 4 hour. So you can see this. So let's go down to, I think a fair value gap was created around this area. Let's go down to 1 hour. So you can see this fair value gap that was created. This gap has not been filled. So they might want to fill this gap before going bearish. Okay, this gap has not been filled. So they might want to fill this gap before going bearish on UJ. So my bias on UJ is bearish. My bias on UJ is bearish. Okay, so if you go down, you can see the previous 1 hour candle. This is an hanging man. Can you see this is an hanging man, right? This is an hanging man. So if this next candle closes bearish, USDJPY, it's likely going to go bearish. It's likely going to go bearish. Okay, so that's my take on USDJPY. I hope that is clear. Let's see 15 minutes. So you can see the pattern we have on USD JPY at the moment, though we have a double top here. Looks like a double top pattern. Okay. So if you want to sell, I would suggest you wait for price to break the support that was formed. Okay. Wait for a 15-minute candle to close below the support. That will be the best time to consider selling. And if you're selling, please, your stop loss should be few pips above the high of candle. Few pips above the high of Thursday candle, because anything that makes price break the high of last Thursday candle, there's a high probability they will aim for the next area of liquidity, which is likely going to be this level. If they're able to clear this level, then they will aim for this level. So if you are selling, you should exit the trade once the high of this candle is cleared. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So that will be all for today's session. I appreciate you all for always showing up for the classes. I really appreciate you all. I wish you all a profitable trading week. Please ensure you apply good risk and money management. Always use stop loss on every trade you execute in the market. If you don't want to blow your account, always apply stop loss. Before you execute a trade, you should know the risk, the market risk, and the dollar amount you're going to lose if the trade goes against you. Trading is a game of probability. Nothing is guaranteed. Okay, nothing is guaranteed. So ensure that you apply good risk and money management. That's the secret of successful trading. Losses are inevitable. There is no trader that does not experience losses. There is no trader that does not experience drawdown. Okay, but you remain a consistently profitable trader when you are able to manage risk like a pro. And I've taught you guys, several techniques in which you can use to manage risk. Please play safe. Play safe. I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye for now. Please remember to subscribe and also like the stream if you got value from this stream. Bye for now.